How come I was sleeping on this brand for such a long time? I don't really have an answer to that question, but here we are. I've discovered it, I've explored it enough to come with the top 10. So my ranking of these 10 fragrances from Une Nuit Nomade, you can find them in here in this discovery kit. And I feel like this discovery kit is not your average discovery kit. It looks better, first of all. And it comes with these cards, each for every fragrance, with a little bit of a story with the notes. That's helpful when you're testing something, and you can use them to spray fragrance on them. I didn't, because then I wanted to put them back and then they would combine. But you can do that if you don't like testing on your skin. Some people don't like that. So yes, we have them here, each and every. I will start obviously with number 10, and I will tell you, I will build my way up to top 3 and of course number 1. Number 10 spot, so my least favorite out of these 10 fragrances is MURMURE de DIEUX. And this, I think it means the whisper of gods. This is built around the frangipani. This is a floral fragrance. Yes, it's an exotic fragrance. It even has like a blue aspect to it, like an aquatic aspect to it. It reminded me of a fragrance from Jo Malone. I think it's called Frangipani. It's a yellow bottle. I'm not exactly sure if the name is Frangipani, but that one is also about Frangipani. So I'm not a big fan of these like exotic florals, so to say, unless there is a twist that I like. And I have to tell you that the twist here might be this blue aquatic vibe, which I find to be quite interesting, but it's not something that I would personally wear. I wouldn't mind smelling it on someone else, but I wouldn't wear it. And this is dedicated to the flowers of Frangipani in Bali. By the way, each of these fragrances are about traveling, and they're dedicated to a certain smell in a certain magical place, which is very, very interesting. The whole brand is actually about traveling and experiencing this, I mean, smelling a place, not just visiting, sightseeing, eating great food, but also the smell of a certain place is something unique and part of the experience. Now, jumping to number 9, this is Nothing But Sea and Sky. And first of all, I like the name, but something had to be number 9. This is a fragrance that I would totally wear. So if number 10, I wouldn't wear because it's so not my style. It's not something I would like on myself. This is something I would like on myself. Now, what's the problem with it? So the only negative thing I have to say about it is the fact that it's a very soft fragrance that doesn't project. It doesn't last very long on my skin. So I've tested it on my skin, and it didn't last very long, and it's quite soft in the scent profile as well. So the notes for it go like this: Italian bergamot, Australian sandalwood, and white musks. What I get with it is a powdery, musky, a little bit of citruses are there definitely, but they're not very strong. A very comforting, the type of fragrance you put on before going to bed, the type of fragrance you wear when you were not allowed to wear a fragrance, because you will get away with it. This is very soft. It smells like a second skin type of fragrance, your skin but better. It sits very close to the skin. People will not be able to smell you unless, I don't know, you spray half the bottle or something. At least this is, I don't have the bottle, so I don't know. I don't have the experience of like fully wearing it, but I'm just telling you how I feel about it at this point after, you know, testing it. So yes, this fragrance I would wear, but maybe not when I'm trying to, you know, make everyone around me smell me, basically. I would wear it to bed. It's very relaxing, very comforting. It's very cozy. It's like a hug almost, and it's airy and it's soft. But yeah, it doesn't perform, so that's why it's number 9. Number 8 spot is Bohemian Soul. And I think Bohemian Soul deserves a higher place in this top, but someone had to do it. Someone had to be number 8. And in this case, I feel like this fragrance is quite similar, not identical in any way, but it did remind me of a Byredo Gypsy Water. And even the name kind of suggests the same type of fragrance, like a fragrance for a free spirit. So to say so, this one doesn't even list vanilla, but I do get some sweetness. because the other one is a combination of vanilla and greenness from juniper, and there's more greenness in there. I feel like this one has even more greenness and leans more masculine, but it's done sort of in the same style. I'm not saying they're like, you know, identical or anything, but kind of in that style if you've smelled it. So this one lists Artemisia, Absinthium, Olibanum in the top notes. Then we have Gaiac Wood, Iris, and Myrrh in the middle, and in the base notes, Sandalwood and Musk. So like I was saying, there's no vanilla listed here, but I do get some sweetness with some greenness. It smells quite relaxing, actually. It smells free. It smells like freedom. It's beautiful. I would totally wear it. But since it does lean a little bit masculine, I decided to punish it for that and put it here at number 8. And since we're talking about masculine vibes, I got number 7. And number 7 is Mr. Vetiver. And Mr. Vetiver is number 7, not because I dislike it. Well, at this point, it's not about disliking anything. It's about the fact that this fragrance is where I draw the line between feminine, unisex, and masculine. This is too masculine for me to wear. At least this is how I feel after testing it. And this is great. Absolutely amazing on a man. This can be a successful signature scent. This combines elegance with freshness, a little bit of sexiness. It's classy, yet a day-to-day type of fragrance. And this is not just about vetiver, hence the name. This has some citruses in it. It has some spice and some woodiness. Like everything is on this woody, cedar-like type of base. It's really nice. I feel like it's elegant, and it's a bit of a more mature scent. And by more mature, I mean it's not a teenager scent in any way. It's not like a citrusy, fresh, out of the shower type of scent that anyone, any age can wear. I feel like it's 25 plus, even 30 maybe, because of this elegance that I'm talking about. But seriously, I would absolutely love to smell this one on a man. Number 6 spot is Click Song. And Click Song is definitely not for the faint of heart. This is a bold, strong fragrance. It's a statement, I would say. This fragrance lists notes of bergamot and geranium. And I have to tell you, I don't get much of these first 2 notes. But what I do get is the Turkish rose. I'm definitely getting this jammy, juicy rose even. Super delicious. Patchouli, cedar, amber, labdanum, vanilla, benzo, and tears. So it's definitely a combination of woodiness with rose, with this jammy rose, with patchouli and vanilla. It's a sweet fragrance, but like I was saying, it's a beast. It lasts, it's performing, it's dark. It's for the rose lovers, it's true. So if you don't like rose, maybe this one will not be something you love. Obviously, do test. This is not a fragrance to blind buy, I would say, unless you know you like this style, you like this strong type of fragrance, this combination. This combination has been done many, many times. But in this case, I feel like it's different than other fragrances. So I wouldn't say this is necessarily similar to something in such a manner that I find it to be redundant to have both. This is unique in its own way, although this combination has been done many, many times. So this is a fragrance I would definitely wear. This is not necessarily a day-to-day fragrance. This is like a special occasion type of fragrance. Number 5 is AMBRE KHANDJAR. This fragrance smells to me like dark plums, smoked dark plums, woodiness, and a little bit of patchouli, sweetened by just some drops of vanilla. This is it. This is it for me with this one. It's absolutely lovely. You must like dark scents with not a lot of sweetness. Sometimes that can be a problem. So if I were to compare it to something, I have 2 fragrances in mind. First of all, I feel like this could be the darker, more evil, more wicked sister of Plum Japonais from Tom Ford, the discontinued one. This being less sweet and way darker and more nuanced. And also, I find some similarities with Plum in Cognac from Scents of Wood, I think. I have that fragrance as well. Also have a decant, a big decant of Plum Japonais. So I know both of those fragrances. This is not a very, very similar as in being identical to any of those, but it's kind of in that area. So it's this dark plum. I also get some dark cherry with it. When it dries down, it's not listed, but I get some sort of dark cherry with that plum. It's probably just in my head. So the notes, they go like this: mandarin, black plum, cistus, labdanum, vanilla, where's absolute, ylang ylang. I don't get any ylang ylang, I'm just saying. Sandalwood, patchouli, and benzoin. So I'm definitely getting the benzoin. Like, it's a very rich, dark, smoky fragrance. This is a smoky fragrance, okay? So those plums are not just dark, a little bit sweet, but also smoked. It's a very beautiful fragrance. Again, you have to love these fruity, dark fragrances, okay? Otherwise, this is a no for you. But if you do, this is a total beast, by the way. It projects and it's strong. It stays on your skin forever. Number 4 spot is another dark, mysterious fragrance, and that is Suma Oriental. And Suma Oriental is about patchouli, tonka, rum, and dark chocolate. I love dark chocolate and fragrances, but this one manages to stay out of the gourmand area. Although you might look at the notes and think, okay, this is going to smell like food, it does not. It manages to stay super sophisticated, dark, like I was saying, and I think it leans masculine. I think because of the big dose of patchouli in here, it does lean masculine, but it's a type of masculine that I definitely do not mind wearing. It's a type of masculine that, for some reason, I mean, if I were to compare to Mr. Vetiver, that I find to be too masculine in an area where I don't want to smell like that myself, this one, although it's dark, mysterious, and masculine, like I was saying, and it lacks sweetness, it's something that I enjoy wearing myself. We have 3 more fragrances, and the number 3 is Sun Bleached. And Sun Bleached, I feel like it's a little bit underrated. Not a lot of people talk about it, and those who do kind of say like, yeah, it's okay. It's a nice scent, I guess. But honestly, to me, this is such a beautiful scent. It's such a happy, uplifting scent, and it smells just like vacation. It smells like that first time when you get into your fresh, new, crisp sheets in a hotel. When you get into the bed and you're all tired because of the traveling, and it's that beautiful smell, that sensation. It's this fragrance. And I feel like it shines best during the summer and spring, like I was saying. I did wear it now, even though it's still cold, but I wanted to try it. I wanted to see how it feels, and it kind of transported me there. Honestly, it smells so nice. I cannot wait for the warmer seasons. Of course, when it gets really warm, I feel like, oh, but I cannot wear all my other scents, like the really sweet ones, like the my heavier scents. But you know, this one, I will rock it during the summer, honestly. It's beautiful, it's uplifting, like I was saying. And I think it's a unisex, to be honest. I mean, it's fresh and clean, and it's an easy reach. Like, you can just grab it and go. It's for everyday use. I don't think it's for night, for example. I don't think it's for cold weather like it is now. But for spring and summer, amazing. Number 2 spot is a fragrance that is really hard to explain. To explain in such a manner that you get the true feel of this fragrance. It wouldn't do it justice. Just looking at the notes, it's not really fair. And I'm talking about Memory Motel. And I feel like the name is perfect for it. It truly smells like a memory. I'm talking a lost memory. And when you're starting to smell this, it's starting to come back to you. And it feels, although you've never smelled this before, it feels familiar in a weird way. For me, this is so addictive, probably because of that. But let me try to explain how this one smells. Again, you have to smell it. Like, you have to smell this one to know exactly. And this is intriguing and unique. And for that matter, even more, you have to smell it. And I would say out of this whole list today, I would recommend this one to not be blind bought, but to be smelled before, because I don't think it's for everyone, although there's a big risk to fall in love with it. Okay, let's look at the notes. In the top notes, I know we have bergamot, and I don't get much of that. But the rest of the notes, I do get entirely, each and every one of them. And maybe the one that stands out the most would be the tobacco, but not by a lot. I feel like all the notes are equally in equal amounts in here. So we have iris, incense, and carnation. I usually don't like carnation in fragrances, but in here it's such a nice carnation. Like it manages to contribute to this atmosphere that I'm talking about. And then we have moss, patchouli. There's not a lot of patchouli in here, by the way, for those of you who don't really like patchouli. There's just a little bit of patchouli, vanilla, tobacco, and leather. And again, the leather is not very strong, it's not very animalic or anything. It's quite soft. So I'm imagining this room, you know, I'm probably influenced by the name. It doesn't have to be a motel room, but it can be just a room. Back in the 70s, in the 80s, it's a little bit dusty. There is vanilla in the air. There are some carnations on the table. It smells as if the room is still alive and it's been bottled in here, you know. It catches the spirit of those times. It smells a little bit like old books. It's such a beautiful and addictive smell. Seriously, again, I don't feel like I'm explaining this as I feel it, you know. I don't make it justice enough. So that's why I'm saying you should smell it. And finally, my number one spot, one of the most delicious, juiciest fragrances in my collection. If you've been watching my videos up until now, you already know what I'm talking about because I've been wearing this one like crazy lately. But before telling you what it is, I want to share the fact that I have 2 discount codes with this brand, with Une Nuit Nomade. In my description, you can find all the details. If you're planning to purchase anything from them, it's Noel 10 and Noel 25. But back to the fragrance. Did you guess? It's, of course, Jardin du Misva. One of the most delicious, like I was saying, juiciest rose fragrances in my collection. I'm not always crazy for rose fragrances, but when you smell this, you will know what I'm talking about. Again, a fragrance that you have to smell before you have a conclusion about it. It's such a mouth-watering fragrance. I feel like it leans feminine. I keep going back and forth with that, but at this point, I feel like it leans feminine. Compared to the other ones, it's sweet. It has a certain freshness to it, so it's sweet but not overwhelming, which I love about it. And it does bring me so many compliments. This was my video for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you have anything on your wish list from this brand, if you've smelled anything from them, or if you want to smell something from them, and we'll talk in the comments. Enjoy your Sunday, what's left of it, and see you next week. Bye-bye.